as the title of our session is Leveraging Changing Demographics, you guys are aware of that. Our cities are changing, they're becoming more diverse. Those of you who were here at the City Impact Roundtable yesterday got to hear some great stats about folks who are coming to the United States from around the world. In many cases, our cities were already diverse, even though our personal experience of ministry may not have been as diverse as the city we represent. So, wherever you are in the spectrum, your cities are becoming more full of people who are different from one another. And we want to be about, here at Mission America, and in general, I think we can all agree that we want to be about the whole church, taking the whole gospel to the whole world, to the city and to the world. Would you agree with that? In order to be whole church, we need to be able to interrelate all these various streams. In order to be whole gospel, we need to know what God is telling these various streams. What side of the Lord are they seeing that I need to take on and integrate and to have a fuller picture of who God is and His vision for the city. And of course, the whole world, we want to make sure that everybody we know, and even people we don't know that God loves them and that the Lord has made a very significant sacrifice so that He can spend eternity with them. So having said that and having agreement with you guys on that front, we wanted to kind of either review for those of you for this. So some of what we present today may feel totally old hat. For some of you, it may feel new or kind of a different take on things. And wherever you are in that spectrum, we just wanted to go through some of these themes because it will impact our ability to be whole church and to receive whole gospel, to be able to hear what God is saying to people who are different from us. One of the things that we really care about, especially in this conference overall and in the city's track, is how are we thinking about researching and relating to and engaging diaspora peoples in our communities. You all know that diaspora peoples from other countries are not coming into our cities in some kind of vacuum. It's not like they land somewhere where there's no other people and no history or anything else, right? So we need to be able to be really well versed in what they're entering into, the water that they've just been dumped into, so that the relationship building is the best that it can be. And in that spirit, part of the water that we're swimming in is some of the themes that we touched on yesterday. I don't know, how many of you guys were at the City Impact Roundtable yesterday? So a good number of you. So some of the things that were coming up about different parts of the story, even when we were sharing about Branson, it sounded like different themes, different parts of the story were coming together as we were talking about, how somebody who is Black might hear that story. Are we able to talk about racism? Should we talk about history? Should we not? So all those things have already been started brewing in our conversations, and we want to be able to press into that. And as I mentioned, one of the most important pieces in this dialogue, and why we're going to have Vince Bantu share with us a little bit about the role of culture in city reaching, is that we bring our culture with us. We think it's easy for us to think about contextualizing the gospel to another culture. You're trying to get into their lens. I mean, we're familiar with that kind of language, right?
Right. Yes.
Right. Exactly. Good. We need to think about, okay, how am I embodying a culture or bringing that something in as well? So we're going to have Vince talk a little bit more about that. Brother, would you come up? This is a wonderful man of God, my brother. Okay. Bear hugs.